I'm Roy Gunther, Director of the Public Information Office or Communications Department here at the City of McAllen. I've been here for the last 10 years and I've been the boss for the last 5. And it's been very interesting because our department has changed within the last few years due to social media, the World Wide Web, and our channel 17.12. Because we communicate not only through cable anymore, we use every kind of tool possible to make sure our information gets out there to our citizens and also everyone around the world. And lately we've been communicating a lot across the United States, talking about issues like the border wall, talking about immigration, talking about how our economy is growing in McAllen while the rest of the country is not doing so well. That's just some of the things we do here. However, I understand one day you want to get a job in television, whether it be television behind the camera or in front of the camera, or maybe a career in running or operating a TV station or a radio station. Management is very important. I really enjoy my job. Actually, I have a lot of fun. I have a great staff. I have 6 members on my staff right now, and they all have these great talents. You know, some have more years of experience than I do. Some have less years of experience. Some people have TV experience. Other people don't have TV experience. However, we all work together as a team. And I'm going to give you some tips on what you should do if you want a career in journalism, in broadcast, in television, and radio, or print. One of the first things to do is when you go for your job interview, make sure you come in dressed properly. What does that mean? Well, if you want to be on-air talent, don't come in shorts or a t-shirt. If you want to be a camera guy, don't come in torn jeans, because at the end of the day, when you're being interviewed, they're looking at the way you walk in, the way you shake hands, the way you say hello, the way you introduce yourself, and the way you say what you're bringing to the table to get this job. And it's important that you always imagine that if you were the boss, what would you expect? Because you one day, if you get the job, will represent this organization, the company, the business. So it's very important for a manager to feel comfortable when they make a decision to hire you. Do you get paid a lot of money? I know I get that asked a lot. Well, I get paid very well. I'm the boss. However, it is challenging when you first start off. It's always good to get an unpaid internship in television or radio or print. What internships are is you go and you work for a company, say during the summer for 3 months, and you offer to do certain duties. I mean, they're not going to let you do everything at the TV station. If they tell you all we want you to do is make coffee or pick up my dry cleaning, you better run. That's all I'm going to tell you, because you will get nothing out of that internship. But if you come in and you say, I want to learn everything from the ground up, most organizations will give you an assignment sheet where they will tell you this is what we expect of you. And if you meet all of that, chances are, and they like you, and you have great attitude and great professionalism, you could get offered a job when you graduate. So what's important is to get some experience in what you want to do. Do something that you love. And when you do apply for that job, take time and look over your resume. If you don't have any job experience, really talk about the experience you had in class. Really talk about and see if you can get a recommendation letter from your professor or from your instructor, your high school teacher, your AV production professor, and ask them if you're a good student, chances are they'll give you a letter of recommendation. Bring that with you to an interview, because you will impress any employer, because they will know you took that extra step to get that recommendation letter. Now, it's just not their job to write the letter for you. It's also your job to come in presentable, professional, and know a little bit about the organization. You know, one of the favorite questions I like to ask my interview people when they come in, people interested in jobs, is, what will you bring to this organization if we hire you? A lot of times, people who are unprepared don't know the answer, because one, they did not Google or search what this organization does. And that's vital and important, because if you want to be sort of the front runner, you have to know as much about a company than they know about you. And that's the way to impress someone. And come prepared, come confident. If you're a little nervous in doing interviews, practice with a friend. We do not ask any personal questions here. We don't want to know basically your social security number. What we want to know is, what can you bring to this organization? What experience can you share with us to sort of make us better? If we were to hire you, what would be the qualities you would expect from us? Those are all valid questions. If you're just interested in salary, because chances are if you did your research, you would know how much that job's going to pay. If you have no idea, at the end of the interview, you can always ask, well, you know, what's the salary range? Because everything in every organization starts from somewhere to somewhere else. And if you have the years of experience, you'll probably be at the top. If you don't, you may have to come at the lower end. But let me tell you, if you're a good worker and you show progress, you will get bumped up fast. I said because companies today want to invest in their employees. You know, and I'm going to tell you as a professional that I continue to stay on top of technology. I continue to stay on top of my trade. I love being a journalist, so I will read any newspaper, any magazine out there all the time. That's one of the things you do in this business that no one ever tells you. You're always in a meeting and you're always reading, you know. And another skill that you have to learn is some math. You know, there's a lot of people that come into my department because we're very creative people. We want to do the best we can do. And one of the best things you have to do is do math. I remember once when I first started here, my boss made me do this math problem for a couple hours till he finally goes, okay, this is how you do it. And what was interesting was he already knew the answer, but he wanted to make sure that I understood. So when I'm looking at city budget, when I'm looking at financial records, I can interpret them. And as a journalist, that's part of my job. So before you decide what you want to do, decide what you like doing in this world and have fun with it. This is a great business to be in. It's changing every day. You guys, where you're at right now, television, radio, and print will be totally different. World Wide Web is going to take us into the new frontier, and it's up to you to stay and be the leader in that. If you need any help, you can always reach us here at the City of McAllen. If you want to learn anything about us, go to our website, mcallen.net. I'm Roy Cantu, the Director of the Public Information Office for the City of McAllen.